Welcome to Business Analysis Techniques. This is week 10 of the spring 2014 quarter. I'm your online instructor, Diana Block. So this is our last week of new material. Next week, you'll have a set of comprehensive problems that'll cover the material that we've studied from weeks 7 through 10 through now. And you'll also have a test over that material. From what we've learned basically from the mid-quarter up till now. And so this is the last week of new material. And just another note on the requirements for next week, the comprehensive problems and the test, those are available now. So as soon as you finish this week's work, you can feel free to get started on the week 11 requirements, since that week 11 is a short week. All the course requirements, tests, quizzes, assignments are due by Thursday of next week. So as far as this week, week 10, we're going to read chapter 12, and you're going to want to review this chapter 12 PowerPoint because it has some important formulas and examples in it for you. This week we're studying project management, and we're going to look at PERT and CPM, critical path management. And so you'll have a discussion topic as usual, so you'll want to provide discussion. And there is also discussion for week 11 too. I don't want to miss that. There's still graded discussion for week 11 as well. Okay, so back to this. Our Unit 10 assignment is going to be this worksheet. And so what you're going to do on the first problem is you're going to provide the earliest start and finish times and the latest start and finish times for each activity in this project. Then you're going to find the total finish time, the critical path, and any slack times for activities not on the critical path. So as you're reading through chapter 12, there is an example of a problem just like this that starts on page 465 and continues through 469, and it walks you through step by step how to find the early start, early finishes, late start, late finish times. Those definitions and instructions are outlined specifically on page 466. It tells you what the earliest start time is, what the earliest finish time is, what the latest start time is, and what the latest finish time is for each activity. So you'll go through each of these boxes, and a couple of them are filled in for you just to make sure you're on track. You'll fill in the information about the start and finish times for each of these activities to get to the finish. So then once you've got all that filled in, and here's the information about the activity times, the times that each activity takes. And so you'll have all of that filled in. Then you'll have the finish time for the project. And you'll also find the critical path. So all of that information, how to find that, is explained there on pages 465 through 469. You just follow that example all the way through and use it as a guide to complete this problem. It also explains the slack times, and your PowerPoint is going to be very helpful on this problem as well, because it also summarizes the formulas for you. Like on page 26 of the PowerPoint, it just summarizes for you how to find the critical path. The activities that have no slack time are your critical path activities. And you'll see that information, like I said, on slide 26 of the PowerPoint. It also tells you how to find the slack time. The slack time is basically the latest start minus the earliest start, or the latest finish minus the earliest finish for a specific activity. So those are the slack times, but again, you can refer to page 26 for those formulas. So let's look at problem 2. Problem 2, you're given some time estimates for a project, and you're supposed to find the expected activity times and the variances of each activity time and put them into the table. So you're going to look at the formulas on page 464 of your textbook to get the expected activity times and the formulas for the variance times. This is also in your PowerPoint summarized on page 33. Yes, page 33 walks you through the expected times and the variance of each activity time. And then what you're going to do is you just answer all the questions required here. It gives you what the critical path is for this project, and you're going to find the variance and the standard deviation, and there's some information there to help you with that. And then it asks you to find the probability of the project being completed within 35 days. So here's where you're going to also go to page 33 of the PowerPoint to make sure you understand how to get the probability of completion. Once you calculate the variance of the project, and then you're going to use that information to go to Appendix A of your textbook to find out what the actual probability of completion is. So make sure you review slide 33 and you're using Appendix A to answer this part C of problem 2. And let's see, problem 3 here. You are going to fill in crash times. So we've got crash cost calculations that are on page 479 of the textbook, and it gives you the instructions, the 4 steps for project. It gives you the 4 steps for project crashing and how to complete that. So you're going to fill in all the crash costs per week based on those instructions. And then it asks you, the last question is which activity should be crashed and what is the crash cost per week in this particular example. So all of these actually are pretty straightforward. Between the PowerPoint and the textbook, you can complete these calculations to learn more about project management and how to keep a project, or how to determine when a project is on its critical path appropriately and staying on schedule. So you will complete these 3 problems. It's just this one sheet. So you'll be doing some work, some calculations probably in Excel. That'll be fine to do your calculations, but make sure you transfer your actual answers onto this sheet for problem 3. The rest of these, there's not likely any calculations that you're going to have to do in Excel. Well, for problem 1 you won't have to do anything in Excel, but you'll probably on problem 2 calculate this in Excel and then transfer your answers here, and that's fine. And then on problem 3 you'll probably calculate this in Excel and transfer the answers there. But make sure you put all your final answers onto this sheet when you submit it into Campus Connect. So you've got this worksheet for chapter 10 or chapter 12, but it's week 10, and then you're going to participate in the discussion. Once you've completed that for this week, or once you feel like you're comfortable with that for this week, you feel free to start on the week 11 activities, which is going to consist of discussion and a quiz and a comprehensive set of problems. So if you have any questions, I look forward to hearing from you. Always, you can send me an email if you have any questions, and include the spreadsheet that you're working on, or the problems that you're working on in your email, so that I can see where you might be stuck. And I also look forward to talking with you in the discussion area this week. Have a great week.